Live. Boom, boom. Good morning. Good morning. Or I should say hello, hello, instead of good morning. Hope everyone is well. What we got here? Got some music there playing in the background. Okay. What's going on? Appreciate you tuning in today. Remember, as always, as soon as you jump on, hit that like button so we can push this out to everyone. Get those that would be interested in what we got going on. They can jump on and join us for a little community chat. I'm trying to figure out why this speaker over here is so loud. All right. Hit that like button, share it, send it out to everybody so we get them on there. Jump inside that chat. Let me know what's on your mind today, how you're feeling, what you got going on. And I hope you are feeling well. Let me dive over here. Tried to get this all set up with the little music in the background today to start things off, but let's jump into it. Hopefully get everybody on here. Hey, if you're just tuning in, make sure you hit that like button as soon as you get on. This way it pushes it out to everybody out there in good old social media world. And we can get people that are interested in what we got going on to jump on with us. And they can send this out to their friends and families and whatnot. And we can get joined in the chat. Remember, jump inside that chat. Say hello. Say what's going on. Say what's on your mind. Say what we got rocking and rolling. Today we are talking about cruel truths. Cruel truths. So this means we're going to keep it a little aggressive today, but it's always good for us to get some hard truths. This allows us to keep moving forward, keep pushing forward. Everything is not always sugar plums and rainbows, right? So we're going to dive into that today. And if you have any hard truths, some cruel truths for us, make sure you drop that in the chat. I'll make sure to check over on it and get that going. So it's going to be 5 cruel truths that we need to know. Okay. So that's what we're talking about this morning. And again, if you have any cruel truths that you can add to the discussion, hit them in the chat. If you like what we're saying, what we got going on, hit it in the chat. And you got a story that you want to share, anything, hit it in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button so we can share this out. Okay, let's get into it. Number 1 is going to be most people only care about what's in it for them. So, as usual, I'm going to go back, and there are a few things you may not want to hear, but it's okay. You'll be better for knowing them once you hear them, understand them, recognize them, and remember that failing to understand these truths makes life confusing and dissatisfying. Seek the truth and it will set you free. We always want to hear the truth. Well, let me rephrase that. We always want to hear only the good stuff, right? We always want to hear how great we're doing, how awesome we're doing, how wonderful things are, so on and so forth. But that's just not how the world works, right? We got to have some hard moments, some hard truths at times. So that's just the way it goes. Let me adjust this volume here again. All right, so let's get into it. Number 1, like I said, most people only care about what's in it for them. The majority of the world doesn't care if you're nice to puppies and remember your spouse's birthday. Do you know what society is composed of. It's a bunch of people that need things. They need money, they need clothes, food, self confidence, comfort, entertainment, and personal satisfaction. If you can't provide any of the many needs that society wants to have fulfilled, you're not going to get the respect and recognition you desire. It's important to develop skills, products, or services that satisfy the needs of society. Otherwise, you'll find, or I should say, we'll find ourselves being ignored. And oftentimes, that's how it plays out. Sometimes, a lot of times people will listen to you if they're going to get something from you. They're going to work with you only if they can get something from you. That's not always the case, but for most part of it, people are looking for a way that they can get ahead. How can they get taken? How can they take advantage of the current situation? And we just have to be able to recognize that and find our true circle, our true community of those that are willing to have a 50-50 share of give and take. Okay, so don't be discouraged, don't be down when you find yourself running into that situation where somebody's just using you for their advantage in order for them to get ahead, not necessarily caring about what it is that you're doing or what you can offer to the community. Not sure what's happening with that camera there, so I'm going to jump back over here because it looks like it just went black there, but I'm still here. So we have to find those people that allow us to feel lifted up, and we can continue to bounce ideas and feelings off of each other. All right. And if you're just tuning in, remember to hit that like button so we can push this out on social media world to all those that would be interested, could be interested in what we got going on. Remember, this is a podcast for the community, for all of you lions out there. So put something in the chat so I know that you're there. Put a yes if what I'm saying makes sense, or a no. If you don't like what I'm saying, put a no. And then join in that chat there. And if you have something to add on top of what I'm saying, enter in the chat. Don't be afraid to enter that chat. We want to make this a podcast where we're engaging in conversation, not just me talking to the screen here. All right. So enter that information into the chat there. All right. So let's jump over to number 2. And that is going to be the universe isn't for or against us. So, Lyle, what do you mean by that? Many people are under the illusion that the universe is either on their side or working against them. The Earth is but a speck of dust among billions of other specks. You're one organism among several million other species of organisms, okay? And yes, we have God looking out for us, and God is on our side, and we have family and friends that constantly look out for us, but it's not always that this setup is made for me to fail in this situation, or this setup is made for me to succeed. It's just here. We're just here. And how can we improve upon our situation for our family and for our friends? And again, for that tight knit circle there. So we are responsible for our results. So what that means is if we want to be able to better something or better our situation or be able to help those around us, we have to continue to push ourselves. We have to continue to develop ourselves, continue to read, explore, put ourselves out there. Talk to the strangers that we discussed earlier this week. That is reliant upon us, and we have to be able to be willing to go out there and make those sacrifices, put in the hard work. And I know what I've been hearing now is uh, they don't want us saying hard work and dedication, but that's all false. If you want to get ahead in life, we have to be able to put the hard work in. You have to be able to dedicate yourself. You have to be persistent. You have to be willing to do the hard work in order to get what you want out of this life. So let's jump over now to number 3 here. Your friends and family won't always be there. Now, again, don't get all sad about this, but that's just how it is. Sometimes you better be able to clean, cook, make money, brush your teeth, and pay your bills on time. Your friends and family won't always be available to bail you out when you need something. You might have to find your own way to the airport from time to time, but that doesn't mean that they don't care about you. That doesn't mean that uh, they don't want to support you, that they don't want to help you as best as possibly can. No, that's not the situation. they are just not going to be always there to have your back, to always pick up the pieces when things fall apart. So it's on us to remain strong. It's on us to remember that we dictate how things go. Okay. And if things are going sideways or not in the way that we want them to go, we have to just remember that, get a clear head, and focus on how we can change things up. Um, One of the biggest things for me is when people always say, I'm having a bad day. I really dislike that saying, because you dictate your day. Now, you may be having a bad moment, which I fully agree with. We've all had bad moments, but we can change the rest of our day. Okay, we can change what happens at that point and moving forward. We can make adjustments, and that still doesn't mean that once we make that correction, the day is going well another 2-3 hours and something else happens at that moment. But we can dictate what happens after that. So take that into consideration when things are not going your way. You feel like your family and friends are not there for you. That's not necessarily true. They have stuff going on in their lives as well, and you are not the center of the universe, okay, or their world, okay? So make sure that you continue to push forward, stay focused on that, and all will be well in the world. See, a few more of you have jumped on. I appreciate you jumping on. Hit that like button so we can push that out to everybody else. And then add to the chat. If you like what I'm saying, put a yes, a thumbs up, something on, so I know that you're there. All right. I want to be just talking to this screen here, this phone in front of me. I want this to be an engaging conversation with all of you wonderful lions in the community out there. So hit that like button. And what number are we on here? We're on number 4 now. Move it along quickly here. You can't control or change others. Okay, this is a big one, especially those of you out there married or have kids or engaged or coaching or whatever the case may be. This may be the hardest lesson to learn, especially where romantic relationships are concerned. You find someone that comes close to what you're looking for, except for a few rough areas. You're certain you can turn them into something you can live with. In most cases, you'd be wrong. And it's the same with you find a friend and you want to change one or two things up about that friend. Um, you got a new team and you're working on a couple different players, and it's just one thing you just want to tweak it up a little bit, but that's not how things work, right? People naturally resist being controlled or change. Think about how hard it is to change yourself, even when you want to change. You want to eat better, lose weight, hit the gym every day, and save more money. All right. Oh my goodness, I'm getting a call here. Um, and save more money, but 99% of the time you can't make those changes, right? Now imagine how hard it would be to change someone that doesn't want to change, and then add on the fact that they're resentful or resisting your efforts. You have no chance. Accept people for what they are. Either change your expectations or expect to be disappointed, because things are not always going to work out the way that we may possibly want them to work out. And then let me know if you can see me here. I hope I didn't lose you when that call came in. Yes, Maria says number 4 is definitely a tough lesson. Yes, that I think for me that is one that hit me the hardest when you're becoming a true adult, right? And what I mean by true adult is not based upon your age, but based upon your maturity, your responsibilities, things that you have going on in life. And you may see something special in someone, and I do this especially with my family. You see something special in them, and you see something that they're capable of doing, and you just want to be able to pull that out of them. And I do this with my teams that I coach as well. You see something special, you just want to pull that out of them. You want them to be able to see what it is that you see, but in order to do that, maybe the way you come across doing that doesn't work out well. It could be the same with members at the gym. You see that they have the potential to get to a place that they feel happy and comfortable and love their body inside and out. And you want to just be able to grab them and shake them up a little bit like, this is for you. This is the way you need to do it. But if they don't see it in themselves, they don't believe it, it's not going to be something that's going to work out in their benefit, or it's not going to work out the way that you believe that it could potentially work out for them. And it's going to just take time, and you have to just be kind to them. You have to just treat them right. continue to give them support and courage. And hopefully with that, that will allow them to hopefully reach their best, their potential, and be able to keep moving forward from there. So yes, Maria, I fully agree with you there. And again, that is a tough one, but hey, it is what it is, and we have to remember to be delicate with certain people, and in others we can be a little bit more firm with in the way that we chat with them and the way we get them rocking and rolling and revving their engines to go. So let's go over to number 5 here, and number 5 is going to be failure is normal. And we talked on this and touched on this um, a little earlier this week. Failure is par for the course. Expect to experience several failures before attaining results that please you. The only way to avoid failure is to not try. Never trying is the perfect strategy to ensure that you never experience success. Now, this one I touched on a lot with my high school team. Um, And for me, it was me seeing a little bit of myself in them when I was younger in that age. And that was that you might be a little afraid to put yourself out there because of the thoughts and what may have been said or might be said by others out there while you're trying to better yourself. So I'll give you an example. We might have a player that is only right footed or a player that is only left footed. And I'll have them do certain drills where we're trying to improve the weaker foot. And the reason we want to do that is because you want to be better. when it comes to game time, this gives you an opportunity to create better passes, score more goals, and stand out more because you have more tools in your bag. But if you're not willing to practice those things and maybe be a little embarrassed because you have a missed kick at practice, the ball doesn't quite reach the net, the pass is out of bounds instead of to your teammate, those are things that you have to be willing to accept in order to reach that destination that you're trying to get to. And we all see stars on TV that we may look up to or want to be like or mimic things of that nature. You still have to remember that they were at one point um, in their lives where they weren't the best. And it's the same with kind of engaging in this speaking concept here. I was doing the same thing, and that's why I wanted to figure out. I just want to jump on here and just try it, just get into it, and just go. Either it's going to work out or it's not. But I wanted to give myself that opportunity as I'm trying to express that to them. Is I'm putting myself out there. Maybe the graphics that I put up won't work out well, or maybe the topics that we're discussing or I pick from one or two isn't something that everybody wants to hear, or I may stumble too much or stutter or say certain words too many times and repeat them over and over. But there's no way to learn or grow if I'm not willing to put myself out there. Same with the players that I coach, people that come to the gym, anyone that's out there. If you guys are just working a normal day to day job, you still have to be willing to put yourself out there, and you have to be willing to do things that you're not so comfortable with. You have to be willing to do things that you're not the best at, but you have to be willing to do it and willing to maybe look a little silly at times, a little foolish, not look your best. But that is okay because next week you're going to get better, right? Next month you're going to get better. A year from now, all of a sudden, what you thought was so difficult might come just that much easier for you. And now we continue to move forward and do that. And now we're that much better of a candidate, that much better of an employee, that much better of a husband, a wife, a brother, a sister, a teammate, whatever the case may be. And that allows us to do that. So we have to learn to deal with failure effectively. It's nothing more than an undesirable result, and there's no reason to take it personally. Adjust your approach and try again. Um, so yes, that's what we have to do. That's what we have to continue to focus on. I appreciate everybody who jumped on today. Hopefully, the truths hit you somewhere where you're able to say, "Okay, I'm going to go into this final day of the week, or going into this weekend to make improvements on my side hustle, to clean my job up, to try harder at practice." Whatever your scenario is, hopefully you take these truths. Maybe you wrote down one or two of them and you can use them to better your everyday life. Once again, As soon as you jump on here, hit that like sub button, share with some friends. Always jump in the chat. Just give me a hey, a hi, a wave, a hello. Yes, I agree. I don't agree. Add add a story in there that maybe that you feel, so we can continue to grow this community of Lions here, and we can continue to make this a podcast that is all about you guys and what we can do to improve everybody in our community, including myself. So hopefully you enjoyed it. You had a good day. Appreciate you saying good morning, Megan. Good morning. Good morning. Exactly what I'm talking about there, just so I know that you're out there and that what I'm saying is actually applicable to you guys. And again, for me, it doesn't matter if it's one person, 100 people, 1,000 people. If I'm able to help one person a day, that's all I strive for. I need to help myself with a haircut, but we won't tell anybody else about that. Have yourself a wonderful rest of your day. Ellie, have a good one, Lyle. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to everybody that jumped on. I will see you again next week. I'm going to jump back on Monday. Let me know if there's anything that you want to touch on. You can reach me through social media. Anything that we want to discuss in some of our podcast setups here, and we can get that going for everybody. Maria, thank you. I needed to hear this message. Perfect. I appreciate it. You're the one right there. Boom. I'm good for the day now. So, all right, Lions, you have yourself a great day. And as always, be better than yesterday. That's what it's all about.